Welcome to Fact or Freestyle.
People love Dave Nourie, and they always answer the phone when he calls. When we get him on Zoom, we ask him to confirm rumors.
Let's see how far down the rabbit hole we go.
All right, so I have just contacted Brett, telling him that I need to urgently speak with him because, well, it's urgent. We'll see. And I'm going to get myself onto the Plywood Hoods B team. Wait, A team. Hey, Dave.
You recording this?
Yes. Okay. So here's the backstory of how this came up and why I believe it's so urgent. I was listening to the Banter podcast with John Duker, and they had Brett on. And Brett told the story that he and Dale Mitzel and Mike Daly invented the Plywood Hoods, okay? And then they invited Kevin and Mark.
Wait, which trick did they invent? The what trick?
They invited, they asked. So Brett invented the Plywood Hoods. Then they requested that Kevin Jones and Mark Eaton audition for the team, and they made them audition. Were you aware of that? Let that happen.
So you're saying, Joe, that
the
the reason that it's beneficial for you is because then you can.
It's beneficial for everyone. It's beneficial for everyone. It's not for me. I'm just the one talking.
It's not your ego. You don't want to be on a T-shirt. You just want to be like representing that movement, bringing it back alive. And
we have to know that it's still alive. And the only way for people to really know that it's alive is for the reissue of the shirt to come out with a new member on it. And I think I've been auditioning for 8 years. And I think this is a great idea.
And I have to say, I had no idea that this was even a possibility, because I'm going to get on that list. I don't know how long it will take, but if I'm 80 years old and I get it on the Plywood Hoods, like, okay.
So let me ask you this. How many dudes do you think this is more motivating than Master of Creativity? By the way, I have goosebumps. What's going to happen to writing now?
All I can say, no, Master of Creativity is really that's one of probably the best platforms that Flatland has, for sure.
Yep.
I can only assume that had we have been really sort of still charging up until like along with technology, we probably would have done a Master of Creativity. Like we would have so I'm happy to see that happening. It's crazy. There's just so many things that today's technology would have changed our whole thing. Our whole thing would have been so much different and so much, it's mind-boggling, actually, because we were in the era of no internet. We were in the era of no internet. We didn't have, that was when our main source of connectivity was, VHS videos, sending those out, so I don't know. The idea of, the Plywood Hoods, I don't know. It's too close to me to be like, to try to, it sounds too self-serving when I talk about it and try to be like, try to make it, I downplay it because to me, it's like, it's something in the past. And I'm not trying to keep it going, so to speak. You know what I mean? For me.
Right.
Like, I'm not trying to ride that, you know what I mean? Like it's great. It's there. It happened, we did it and it's cool. It still sort of exists. It's still kind of going on, but it's different for me. It's different for me that way. Yeah.
I get it. I get it. And I appreciate how humble you are. And I don't really think that it kind of dampens the stoke to get back in. I mean, I don't want to say that you're holding anyone back or any stoke back, but I'm saying that if it ever got to be too much of a burden on your shoulders, I could be your consigliere, and that could be.
Hey, Joe, can you be quiet for 1 second? I got to hear my directions. Hold on 1 second. I just wanted to make sure.
I don't know if that's possible.
Wait, no, just be quiet for 1 second. Okay, take 158. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
I could be your consigliere. I mean, there's.
Yes, you could.
You know how Metatron was the voice of God?
You know, it's kind of like, or like, it's like stock. You know, you can sign stock over to other people, and then there's certain shares. We have shares in the.
Yes.
There's only so many shares on the team. There's only so many people.
There are duties, and I know that heavy rests the crown.
Yeah, that's right. No, I mean, I just think, I mean, I'm flattered that you're interested, that, you know, you're that's a bucket list for you. You know, that's like a bucket list there. Maybe a bigger than I'm assuming, but you know, I don't know what else I don't know what to tell you that I don't know how else I can make that dream come true for you.
All right. So here's what maybe you could. I am going to pitch this idea to Brett, and I believe that I'm going to be very convincing.
Right.
So, but what's Brett motive? Like,
give me some insider tips on how to sell this to Brett.
How are you going to pitch him? Like, what makes him like tick in that sense of like, does he care that there's a new shirt? Does he care that it feels
what's
like
in it for Brett is what you're saying. What's in it for Brett?
Yeah. I mean, for Plywood Hoods, that's one. You know, but if you're gonna approach him, you got to really get him. You got to get under his skin in a good way, Joe. And that's gonna be tricky for you. You're gonna need to hire a coach. We're gonna have to You can't piss
maybe
him
a
off.
little PR.
Oh yeah, I will need a coach, won't I? Okay. Do you guys know anyone who can coach this?
Let's see. Who would be the best negotiator? I think Mr. Bob Harrow. I mean, you got to go meet him in person. Shake his hand.
So I have Sean White heading down there today, and I told him, if you go in there and get Bob shaking your hand on film, and you can do whatever you want when that happens, I'll buy you anything in his fucking shop that you want.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Dave, are you heading to Washington? Are you in Washington right now?
I'm in Washington. We were at Scotty's house last night. Wilkerson happened to be here in the same weekend with his kid. Dom, the guy that does the person freestyle, he's here. And it's supposed to be 100, 200 people for this retro show. And then I've got 9 students and I got all my bikes. So Joe, there you have it. You have a date. You have to get on this team.
A deadline. There's a deadline. Yeah.
My coronation
that could be the
will
end.
happen or not happen on October 2nd.
So, and you have to do an edit and submit it. I mean, there's a lot of work involved here, Joe. I'm just thinking out loud now, but
I have inspirational footy from back when I was training with Marty. I would do a video before and after, and then COVID hit. And so you could see my face melt. And then I've been shooting, constantly learning, because I'm in a learning mode. I am tearing down and not doing the stuff that I had done just so that I could learn whiplash. I never learned them before. It's totally mind bending. It's been like 5 months.
How's your breakdancing skills though? That's what it comes down to.
Well, you know what? That is an additional a feather. That's an additional feather in the cap.
I'm just saying, a little break.
It's not criteria, but it's viewed fondly by the pair.
But it's definitely it's feather in your cap. Okay. So.
I will find a breakdancing coach.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Well.
All right, guys.
Look, I'm in.
Yep.
All right.
I'm committed.
All right.
I'm very committed.
Keep us posted. Keep the progress going.
Yeah. We're here for you, Joe.
The audio is connecting still. There you are. Hi, guys.
Hey, what's up? What up?
Okay, so follow me here. This one as it turns out, I was listening to your banter episode, Brett, when you were on, and you mentioned something that I was I actually really like the show, like a lot. What I say actually, I mean, like I really do like the show. So something occurred to me. You mentioned that you and Dale and Mike founded the Plywood Hoods. And then you sent invitations to audition to Kevin and Mark.
No, not exactly.
Well, maybe sent is the wrong verb. But
they started riding again, and we said, okay, you're on the team.
Okay, so there was some criteria. But then when Chris Young came out, he auditioned, and then he had to live in York to be on the A team. And I know this because Scott Powell was on the B team. And I know that Scott Powell actually did the audition. So you don't live in York anymore, and neither does Mark. But I don't think that Mark gets grandfathered, okay? I don't think there's any way for me to live in York so that I can finish my qualification for the A team. I think that criteria deserves to be dropped. And I have been auditioning for 8 years.
Well,
Brett,
honestly, Joe, a big part of the A team was you had to be one of the guys that was out there all day, every day riding with us. Guys like Jim Delaval, John Hudson,
irrespective of where you were domiciled.
Well, unfortunately, everybody used to just come to York and sleep in Eaton's mom's house in the side room. But unfortunately, she sold that house, so that option's not there for you anymore.
be on the C team with me, Joe.
Well, I was kicked off the B team, and I was trying to like get back in and go up a rung. Now, it just so happens that I was fired from the B team without the prior ceremony. I wasn't formally inducted. I was fired from it without actually ever having formally been inducted to it. So
well, I'll tell you what, Joe. For Plywood Hoods, to get on 18 status, if you send me a video of you doing a 4-foot high tabletop on a quarter pipe, you're on the A team.
Deal.
Really?
Okay.
Deal. 4
4
feet.
Yeah.
Table.
Yep. 4-foot high tabletop.
Agreed.
All right.
Thank you. I'm off to work on it. I love you both.
All right, guys, that was another tight 20-minute episode. We're going to be doing a lot of these to get through the whole backlog of all these awesome conversations we've had with dudes. We're going to be releasing them kind of sometimes in timeline, other times not in timeline, just to get them out. Tell us what you like.